So the RS4 has been in my hands for quite a while now, and as you guys seen on the channel, we've driven it hard, we've taken it in all sorts of roads. I've enjoyed it. I know you guys have enjoyed it. I spent a lot of money on it, and I think it's finally time to say goodbye to it. There are a couple of reasons why. I'm going to go through a few now, but I thought I'll give it a good send off by telling you guys what it's cost me to run in terms of parts and fuel. Should you buy one, and why should you buy one? So let's just start with what I spent on it. The RS4 obviously comes with a very old V8, one of the best V8s ever made by Audi personally, but it does come with problems. So when I bought the car, the owner beforehand, Carlos, and again thank you Carlos for the car, it's been a pleasure. But yes, the RS4 came with a ton of paperwork. It came with an extensive service history as well, which is what I was looking for when I went and bought it. But in my peace of mind, I told you guys that I was going to do a lot to it. I couldn't film everything. Where I took it to, a couple of the garages weren't happy being on film. So, you know, a lot of work has been done in the background because it has had to stay in the garage hours and time to get the car done. So to give you an idea, we're going to start with the top end of the engine, head gaskets. To get that done with labour, it's cost me just under £1,000. I've just had the coil packs done. So there's obviously being the 8 valves, there's 8 coil packs. You're looking around on there, £450, and that's including labour as well. I've just had the spark plugs obviously all done as well on there. Each spark plug, you're looking at about £20 of spark plug. So again, you're looking at just over £200 on there, and including labour. I've had the air filter replaced. I actually had to buy 2 air filters. I bought one, it was kind of a standard one because I wanted it standard, and that was where we hear the standard one, you're looking at about £35. And then I fitted that myself, and then I bought a performance one which is £150. I've actually taken the performance one out recently just because I didn't feel like it made a difference, so I put the original back in, which was a Bosch one. So I'll give the new owner the performance one if they choose to keep it or not. In terms of obviously parts, you saw my video where I updated the carbon fibre. That was nearly £500, and the bottom carbon fibre unit here, that was £300. So you can see it's starting to total up in terms of obviously just the engine bay. Admittedly, I didn't have to buy the carbon, so you can always kind of take that one out. But in terms of the engine, it needed those parts because I did start having problems during the drive and I had it. And I've only done around 1,500 miles in the car, so I've not done that much. I recently had to change the oil in this. I've actually done it twice since owning it. I did it when I first got it, just because I wanted to do it. And I did it actually a couple of days ago. Obviously this video will come out later, but I did this a couple of days ago, and it needs almost 10 litres. So you can imagine what that cost me to put fuel in. I don't even know if I've got the receipt in here, to be fair with you. I haven't got the receipt in here, but I know it was around £200. And again, I had to get out in a garage, so that obviously incurred another cost. So oil, you know, the spark plugs, the coil, everything on there is brand new, and the head gasket as well, that's all been done. Timing chain. Timing chain. Right, let's have a quick look at the timing chain. So yes, timing chain. So the timing chain tends to be built for life, as forums say. However, I spoke to a couple of owners and they said 80 to 90,000, just change it anyway. So a timing chain kit, it comes with all sorts of parts. It's not just a chain, it comes with everything within the engine. That cost me £1,295. Happily, however, a friend of mine that owns the garage did help me fit that, and he only charged me 50 quid. A normal garage, it might be a 6-hour, 8-hour job. It could cost you between 400 and 500, maybe more. So if you do know someone, just ask them to help you with that, because it is a very costly procedure. However, that is now done. Okay, so going deeper into the engine, clutch. The clutch system, it's a single clutch. That was £550. And it was another £150 to have that fitted. Again, I didn't need to do it. I didn't know if it had been done in the past. Being over 100,000 miles on the car, I decided just to do it anyway. And to be fair with you, the last clutch was good. Having the new one fitted has made the car really, really strong, and actually feels quicker. So it probably was 20,000 miles overdue. So the clutch has just been done on that. I've also had a specialist Audi inspection. Again, you don't need to do this, but I've done it by a professional. And the Audi inspection was £70. So they do a 365-point check to make sure everything's in line. He's done that. He's given me a 5-star on the car. I've told him what's done. He's checked all that. and that has now gone through and been all done for him. Lastly, we have the so the MOT passed with flying colours. However, I had a couple of notes on there. So it needed both CV boot kit completed. That was £23 done, and then it needed both arms done on both sides, and that was £145 done. So, and then you've obviously got labour and bolts. So the service on that, once the MOT was completed, was £435.13. So you can probably imagine the money I've spent on it since owning it. And if I go to the front and check the total out, yeah, so the total is £4,695. That's with other little bits here and there I've done to the car. One thing I did forget is the wheels as well, and that was nearly £1,000 for the brake calipers and the wheel paint. That was both done together at the same time. That was just under £1,000. And then, actually, to be fair, there is another cost involved. I haven't actually put it on the car yet, but brake discs all round. Again, you don't need to do them if they don't need doing. You can have them skimmed, but realistically, with this kind of car, you need the best on there. So when actually I purchased them, they are, let's have a quick look. I've had the payment sent to me here. So this will go on before the new owner. Front brake discs on this side, or obviously both sides, and pads, they come to a total of £602 per side. Yes, it starts to build up in terms of price. So then you've got the rear brake discs, again, genuine Brembo. They are £364 each side. And then you're looking at a full brake pad set all round is £395, and then labour on there is £165, and there's some other little bits on here as well. And the total for all the brakes, labour, everything included was £2,593.44. So brakes on this car isn't cheap, and especially if you go like Brembo or higher end, you could find a cheap alternative. If you go cheap on this car, not going to last. You're going to know about it really. So you could say my total's gone from £4,900 to £6,000, no, almost £7,000 I spent on this so far. So you're probably thinking, why would you buy a car with such high costs? I love my V8s. I've always wanted an RS4, and I knew what I was getting into when I bought this car. I get to show you guys, you know, the enjoyment I've had from it. And if you like toys like these, just expect to spend lots of money on them. If you look after them for the next buyer, they're obviously going to feel a little bit better about it. And also you may get some money back. So you could, you know, if you bought it for a reasonable price and you spent a bit of money on it, you could always put a small premium on there as well, a couple of thousand extra. You're not going to get all your money back, obviously, but at least the owner can see, look, I've got a full book of receipts, and they're going to be able to tell, you know, what work's done, because you can see it essentially, maybe not internally, but you can just kind of tell for what the money's been spent on the car. So, and then, yeah, would I recommend buying one? Do it. Do it. It is one of the best cars I've ever driven. I've driven a lot of cars. I've driven a lot of fast cars. I've driven a lot of old fast cars and new. And I'm going to say that I'm going to have a top 10 car list over the years of the channel. I'm going to probably say this is going to be my second out of all the cars I've probably owned, and that will be the M5. You know, I've had a few Porsches as well. So I think this comes as number 2 on the list as the best car I've ever driven and ever owned. That could change. You never know what's going to come in the future. But yes, so I hope this video helps any of you guys out there looking to buy an RS4. You don't have to go and spend as much as I did. Like I said, I had a couple of problems pop up where I had to spend some of that money, but I didn't need to spend the rest if I didn't need to. So you could go and find one out there that's had a lot of money spent already. However, when I get a car like this, I tend to always just make sure it's kind of to my standard. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe, because it will help me pay for anything in the future. I hope you like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.